So, a now former OnlyFans girl who goes by the name Nala or Nala Fitness or Nala the Ninja, she recently came up with a TikTok where she claims that she is now converted to Christianity. She found Jesus Christ and she is renouncing her past behavior and she is not going to be doing online sex work anymore. And this was a shock to a lot of people, including myself.
$20 super chat here from Pat the Plumber says, I freak out once a week and I'm a plumber. Oh,
yeah, that's not good. That's not a good pairing.
But does Nala freak out? That is the question.
So, yeah, she said, I'm giving it all up for Christ. And this was shocking to me because I have met Nala and spoken with her a bit when I met her 10 months ago after we were on the Whatever podcast together. And there was a clip that went relatively viral where I confronted and challenged her because she introduced herself to the panel. Once we were on camera and once the cameras were rolling, it's like her affect just totally changed.
So it's a persona.
It was a persona. And she was doing this like hypersexualized kind of pornified like anime girl act.
Okay.
And she was making all of these like faces and like she calls herself the Ahegao queen or whatever. Like she was making all these faces and noises and stuff. And I immediately was like, okay, this is a lot to take in. And this definitely doesn't seem like your authentic personality. It seems like you're putting on a persona to advertise yourself to simps. And she was just like, you don't know me. You don't know anything about me. How dare you? And all of these girls were like snapping back at me on her behalf. And it was just it was pretty contentious for me to even say that. And then, after the podcast was over, we went like a group of us to In-N-Out. And I was like, hearing a little bit more from Nala about her personal background, and she was talking about some of the ambitions that she had before she had ever comprehended the idea of being a digital prostitute. And it was actually just really sad to hear that such a driven and vivacious young person went down such a self-destructive path and was so she was definitely not receptive to me challenging her. And I understand why you would be that way on a public platform. But it left a big impact on me. And I essentially just felt like, this is not someone who is living up to what God intended for them.
Okay.
So if in fact Nala is genuine in converting to Christianity and putting this all behind her and seeking redemption, then I'm really happy about that. If she's not genuine, then okay. I mean, I'm not going to lose any sleep at night over that, but that's unfortunate. But let's just hear in her own words what she said on her TikTok.
So I started OnlyFans about 4 years ago and I climbed to top 0.01%. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that the devil can truly give you things in this life. He has a budget though. He can only go so far. So a couple million, okay, great. The devil can do that sometimes, right? But I truly have gifts and talents. I just did not use them in the right way. And I'm reaching out to anyone who's like questioning what they should do in their life. And I turn to corn. That's what we're going to call it, okay? So this is just me sharing my personal experience with you. So I reached out and did corn for 4 years. And I showed myself all over the internet. I said crazy things on podcasts. If you don't know the I Love Cheating podcast. And so I met this person who's now my partner, and he truly showed me God's love. He was sending me Bible verses, praying over me, and we were just friends. So like the Holy Spirit was truly working and moving, but I was in such a rebellion against it because I was like, God doesn't love me. I've had to work this hard for this many years because no one cared about me. My family didn't care about me. Christianity is a cage. It's not Christianity. It's religion. Religion is the cage. And unfortunately, I didn't have like good role models growing up. My parents, my siblings, I didn't have good friends. I truly fell into darkness. And I was, like I said, I was top 0.01% creator. Like that is crazy. That is a crazy milestone to reach in that industry. So I made what I made, I did what I did, but I want to share with you guys the truth of it all, because I am now giving it all up for Christ. I am now truly a believer. I would never take it back. God radically saved me from this darkness. And let me tell you again, the devil has a budget, but God does not. God literally made you.
All right, all right. The video is pretty long, so if you haven't seen it yourself, you can go find it yourself. But yeah, before that, she was talking about her upbringing. She was raised in this strict Baptist household. She was a pastor's kid, and she was just rebellious from day one. And she didn't, have a lot of familial support or support from friends. And that's kind of a common story that you hear with people that go into sex work, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's get a second one. I just want to dance.
You just want to dance. You just feel the beat. Okay.
Okay.
Immediately after Nala posted this video, there were tons of responses just saying that this is a joke. She's not being serious. This is all a ruse. She's using this to market her OnlyFans. She's not actually going to follow through on it. And
$20 super chat here from Corey Anderson says, so I tried to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and I was trying to defend Nala's redemption arc on a Pearl tweet, and none of them wanted to give her a second chance. I hope she succeeds and gets a haircut.
Well, the red hair is a problem for another day to be solved. But yeah, there are a lot of people just who they don't want to believe that it's possible for a girl with an OnlyFans to ever quit that lifestyle, to ever find forgiveness or redemption of any kind, to ever be loved, really, which is pretty dark. The one concern I had after I watched this video, actually there were two. One is I worried that this is really deep satire and I'm falling for it. And secondly, I worried that she might have just converted based on the influence of this guy that she's dating now.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And what happens when they break up,
gone,
or if they break up, whatever.
You need to, it's kind of okay. So
you need a deeper foundation.
This is something
than
that happens a lot when addicts get sober, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you get sober with the help of another person, but then you don't seek help on your own, a lot of times the breakup of that relationship will trigger a relapse and a fall back into bad behavior, which is very possible. We are going to get into the fact that her OnlyFans is still up. We're going to get into the fact that all the information that's come out since then. We're going to talk about that. But the point is, for me, when stories like this come up, I err on the side of suspicious in all things. I'm just perhaps because it's as somebody who's not religious, I kind of ascribe to the same belief you have, which is that if she's better, good. If she's moved on, good. I'm glad for her. If she doesn't, it's no skin off my back. It doesn't affect me in any way. But I would rather live in a world where redemption is possible and where we can make good on our past bad behavior, because living in a world where nobody's willing to forgive you, if there's no forgiveness, even though you shouldn't necessarily seek the forgiveness of strangers, obviously that's not really going to do you much good to seek forgiveness from strangers on the internet, because they're going to be cruel and they're going to treat you cruelly. I would rather live in a world where I believe that forgiveness is the norm, even if I don't really think that that's how it is these days. That makes me sad, and I would rather err on the side of what doesn't make me sad, and that's that she means well, and that's what this is. But at the end of the day, if it's not, it doesn't affect me. I have no stock in this.
Well, I think there's a reason that the poll today was asking a more general question. We're not asking you whether you think Nala's redemption is genuine. That's an answer that nobody has, except for God. But in general, I think that a lot of people preemptively came to the conclusion that it's impossible for a woman who had an OnlyFans to find redemption, and then they collected the evidence after the fact, okay, to retroactively prove their already settled conclusion that these women's lives are hopeless, and they might as well just themselves. That's basically what a lot of people think. And I think if you're saying that, if you're reiterating that, You are doing Satan's work for him.
It's the same mindset that people that are super into progressivism believed, into woke ideology believed.
Yeah, no redemption possible.
There is no redemption. You cannot come back from your past sins. You are evil. You are irredeemable. You might as well just go live in a box and die. And I don't believe that that's a world we want to live in. I would rather be wrong about this and have her fall back into her bad behavior than subject myself to a life of such cynicism.
Gordon Shumway sent $20 saying redemption is possible. Michael Knowles interviewed a former corn star who is a pastor now. I also remember Vanity from the 80s who did nude shoots and a lot of drugs, and she left it all for her faith. Let's see. Yeah, that's the only answer we really have, is just like, let's wait and see what happens. But she has posted about deleting her OF. People are confused because the page is active. It's up. All of it is kind of intentionally confusing because this is the way that OnlyFans as a platform operates, is you can't officially deactivate your page until the people paying for it have finished their last monthly pay period, right? Yeah. So it would take about a month for it to get deleted anyway.
Let's look at this post from Reclaim Your Throne. This was their update on it. So it says, Nala the Ninja just disabled her free OnlyFans and upgraded it to a paywall account. She changed her monthly fee from free to $8.99 to $10 a month after immense pressure from the internet, mainly me, since trad cucks fell for the grift and fully supported her taking advantage of horny young white Christian male simps so they can lust after her. And 4 months after being baptized, she deleted all of the public content from her page. However, reinstating the paywall automatically renews all current subscribers. I don't know if that's actually true.
There's no source for
making
that.
it possible for her to delete the account, making it impossible for her to delete the account until all subscriptions end. The only way to do that is if she makes the account free once again, which she won't. So not only did she take advantage of young white Christian male simps, she also has them trapped in a paywall loop. She sounds like an evil supervillain and is providing zero content. She is still active in the DMs and requesting men to pay her for porn that would be removed from the public page in order to focus specifically on DM content.
Here's the thing. There's no proof provided that there's no definitive proof here that is provided for this allegation that Nala is still DMing with people who are subscribed to the OF and having them pay for porn via DMs. There's no proof of that except for a screenshot that has a timestamp that says yesterday, and it shows her profile pic from before she deleted all of the content on the page. So there's literally no proof of that, first of all. There is no proof given that reinstating the paywall automatically renews all current subscribers. And also, you're kind of just throwing this accusation out there that all of the incidentally white male Christian men who are believing in Nala's genuine redemption arc, that they're doing so out of lust for her. I think that's a huge leap to make logically that you also have no proof for. I'm open to believing it's genuine. I'm open to finding out once and for all that it's not genuine.
I do like this response that somebody says, there is no being played for a true Christian. All backslide. If her conversion is real, time will tell. If not, we lament the misfortune and continue on. The only ones fooled are the people full of hate. And to me, it's not about being full of hate. It's about a certain level of hope and ambivalence all mixed together. Her life is the life of somebody who I do not know personally, has no effect on me. I have strong views on what it means for the public at large, but given that I don't even have the same views on pornography that many in this community do, I do like the idea of somebody finding something that means more to them than than what they are currently experiencing, and moving on from something they feel that they have outgrown. Personal growth, more so than just the moral nature of the career, right? You'd hope that somebody's moved on to something that makes them feel more whole as a person, that they've grown, right? I don't know. It's we'll have to and like you said, the whole stuff about the information on the account, it's designed to be confusing.
Yeah.
And I guess we could look into this in the future, but
I have not made a conclusion either way. Yeah. I'm just saying, if it's true, good for her, happy for her. If it's not true, okay.
Oh wait. It says I'm not reading that. I'm happy for you.
Congrats, I'm sorry that happened. I'm not reading all that. Yeah. But basically that, yeah. And I think that rhetoric around this has just been very toxic for no reason. A lot of the people who are really, really mean to Nala are telling themselves that they deserve the credit for her becoming Christian, which is absolute BS. Mm-hmm. That is not the way that you reach someone, and look, especially not a woman. And I'm not even going to tell myself that I have any credit for her becoming Christian if that's what she did, because I don't believe that I truly had a part to play in that. If I did, that's great. But if I didn't, that's what I think. I think that if she's converted, then the credit, the glory belongs to God, right? So who is anyone here to claim credit for someone else's heart changing? And also, go ahead. Sorry. I'm looking at all of her TikTok comments, and I constantly see people saying bop lore, like bop. They're all saying bop, and I'm like, does bop not mean song anymore? So I looked it up, and apparently bop, it refers to a woman who will give head to anyone, basically a promiscuous woman. And they're saying bops can't have redemption. You're always once a bop, always a bop. And I'm like, you just gotta be such a bitter person, you know? Like, you gotta be a really bitter, hateful, angry human being. Because it's just, that is not true for anyone. And I will reiterate that redemption is available to anyone who earnestly seeks it. And if we don't know whether she's earnestly seeking redemption at this point, that's fine. We'll find out, or we won't.
Look, in the thing, when I see the other comments that are saying that are hesitant to believe her, I get the sentiment, and I understand 100%. I saw several points in that video that she had that kind of made me wonder, and that's okay. I'm not going to tie any of my hopes and dreams to the success or failure of somebody turning their life around. And I know that specifically because as an addict, people approach your sobriety, my sobriety, anyone who tries to get clean. They approach that with the same level of skepticism. And there are plenty of people that take that exact same approach to people in my position who have worked very hard over the years to stop doing drugs. You are not capable of getting sober. You're just a junkie who has managed to not use for a specific length of time. Just a matter of time before you fall back into the pattern. Well, that's not hope. And that's what you can call the real world. And I suppose a certain level of cynicism and distrust is understandable, but it would be weird for a person in my position who did have to pull himself up from a bad situation and put family and friends through that to not at least allow another person the opportunity to do the same thing, even though it's not the same circumstances.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.